This episode of Battle of the Blockchains is brought to you by todayscrypto.com. More about them later in the video. Welcome back to Battle of the Blockchains, the world's first ever community-driven crypto competition. In this episode, we have two top-tier entertainment blockchains, THETA Network versus the Render Network. Now, if you are new here, what we will do is compare these assets across 5 criteria: community engagement, performance, unique innovations, accessibility, and adoption potential. My job is to rate each chain across these categories, and at the end of every video, it is up to you to decide the winner. The coin with the most votes in the comments will advance to the next round. Let's get right to it. THETA Network was created in 2016 by Mitch Liu and J.V. Long. Liu and Long both have extensive backgrounds in gaming and software development. They noticed that one of the biggest issues holding back the live streaming of gaming tournaments on a massive scale was the ability to gather enough bandwidth. They built THETA with the intention of using blockchain technology to improve bandwidth access and allow live streaming to scale around the world. Strangely enough, in the same year, Jules Urbach would create the OCTANE render software and the Render Network token. Being on the 3D design side of gaming, he was frustrated with the time it took to process CGI renders. In response, he created Render to streamline the process using blockchain technology. Both these chains stem from the need to solve a problem, but when you put them head to head with one another, let's see how they truly match up. In the community category, we take a look at active user accounts all time as well as social media engagement from Lunar Crush. For THETA, there are 3 million on-chain accounts as of April of 2023. Social engagement for THETA in Q1 of this year peaked at 77.1 million social media engagements. For Render, according to Etherscan, there are 27,000 Render Network token holders. Social media engagement for Q1 was 437 million mentions. In our first round, that means we actually have a tie. THETA has more accounts on chain, but Render has had way more social media engagement. So the score is tied as we head into round 2. Let's start with Render. The all-time high was $8.78, hit in November of 2021. The ROI all-time will net you 33,000%. Peak transaction volume was 709 million in February of 2023, and as far as transaction speed, the Render Network is currently undergoing a migration to the Solana blockchain, which is much faster than its current home on Ethereum. So for now, that is to be determined. THETA gives us a bit more certainty. Its all-time high was $15.44 in April of 2021. ROI 605%, and peak transaction volume is 5.1 billion from March of 2021. Transaction speed on the THETA network is north of 1,000 transactions per second. So when it comes to performance, I think we can safely give this round to the THETA network, bringing our score after 2 rounds to THETA Network 2, Render Network 1. Render's main goal is to streamline the CGI generating process across all mediums. They do this by utilizing the Render SDK, a standardized toolkit that allows creators to produce their projects using blockchain technology. This allows for the creation of large-scale projects in a fraction of the time and can be created by someone with a mobile device. The OCTANE render software being developed by Otoy, parent company for Render, is already seeing heavy utility from top names in the market. THETA specializes in the tokenization of bandwidth. This is what allows it to process more high-quality streams at breakneck speeds. For instance, you're able to watch this video on YouTube or Today's Crypto because they stream it from their servers. Those servers are getting bandwidth from Google servers in a separate location. So you're in essence third in line with this value chain. With THETA, however, you become first because they decentralize the bandwidth distribution process. Now with this innovation category, we are simply looking for it to be there. And clearly, both chains have found a very efficient way to solve an inefficient problem. So we can give the green check mark to both chains, bringing our score after 3 rounds to THETA Network 3, Render Network 2. So for Render, Their level of accessibility is kind of slim. There are not many top-tier exchanges to buy the token. The upside, though, is that you can store the token on various Ethereum wallets, and you do have the option to operate nodes on the Render network. THETA has the advantage of being listed on multiple top-tier exchanges, has multiple hot and cold storage options, and has native wallets for both iOS and Android. This one was easy to call. THETA has way more reach when it comes to accessibility. So our score going into the final round is THETA Network 4, Render Network 2. Now before we get into the final round, got a quick word from our sponsor for today's episode. Today's Crypto is the first ever crypto-focused streaming service. You see, with traditional media channels, they're controlled by a small few, but this has a very large impact on the content you get to see. With Today's Crypto's fully customizable content algorithm, you are in complete control of the type of content you watch. You also have the chance to earn TCG tokens, which give you governance rights and access to additional features. I am very proud to be chosen as one of its earliest creators, and I would love it if you joined me on that journey. So simply go down to the link in the description and sign up for todayscrypto.com today. For the Render Network, I honestly feel that we are very early to the party when it comes to a revolution in GPU rendering. Not that it won't happen, it's just easier at the moment to make use of traditional methods. However, because of working partnerships with companies like Apple, Discovery, and Facebook, as the industry moves in that direction, Render could be seen as a first mover. In the case of THETA, they already have dug in themselves very deep into the streaming market. They have THETA TV, and even though it's in its infancy, support from multiple tech partners and content media partners give it a more than fair shot at competing in the market. In addition to the enterprise nodes that major entertainment companies would have to use in order to stream on THETA, with this one, you could say that it all boils down to which use case would profit more. My opinion is that because THETA has positioned itself on the streaming side as opposed to the content production side, they stand to make a little bit more money over time. So, the green check mark for adoption potential is going to the THETA Network, making our final score THETA Network 5, Render Network 2. THETA looks like they're going to advance to the next round. That is, of course, depending on how you all vote in the comments. The winner will go on to face the winner of our Tezos vs Gala Games match, which you can check out right here. That's all for this one. My name is Wade, and if that money is digital, so is the hustle. I'll see you in the next battle.